Welcome to Mark Bajerski YouTube channel. Somebody says you're not showing us your t-shirts. There you go. From Bangkok, centre of Bangkok. You go to one of two towers. You go up to the top, and there's time design, Shure design, and mirror design. This one is mirror design. So yeah, I go over, pick them up and bring them back again. Oh, I tell you what's really nice. This really feels good. I always wait for three messages which are very similar. And this was nice. This morning I got three messages from people who are not practitioners, but they've been watching this video, these videos, and many other people, and they've said that they'd like to give a healing session. There's nothing wrong with giving a healing session if you're not a practitioner and you don't know exactly what you're doing. Nothing wrong with it, because there's only two things that you can do when you give a healing session. One, you actually give the healing that the universe gives you and flows through you, or two, nothing happens. So, and maybe we can discuss that. That's one thing that we can talk about. You might understand it as I'm talking. So I guess I'm giving you a snippet of the Pure Energy Crystal Healing course, which is coming up shortly. But it's just maybe 5 or 10 or 15 minutes of a 4-day course. So let me, give you an introduction of how the course goes and how the video goes when I'm speaking to you on the video. So let's start from that then. Good morning everybody, or good afternoon. Welcome to the Pure Energy Healing Academy. Today we're going to talk about preparing yourself for your client. Yeah! Oh, I'm nervous. No, don't get nervous, because if you get nervous, you block the energy that comes through you. Yeah, which crystal should I get? No, don't worry about which crystal you get, because if you go into confusion, you'll block yourself. And you need to be open now. So the first thing I would say to you guys is, whatever you're doing and however you're preparing your room, your table, your tools, do it with confidence and love and trust in every move you do. So here now, let's say this room, which is the Pure Energy Healing Academy, this room I am now going to prepare for a healing session from somebody who I've never met before, no idea, but they're coming at 10 o'clock this morning. So it's about 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:30. Go and have a shower, give myself a good clean, because if you're healthy in mind, body and spirit, that's amazing. If you're cleansed and cleared with the rain running through you and on you and off you, that's great. If you want to get some salt and rub that all over your body, again, fantastic, but it doesn't matter. Make sure you give yourself a good clean though in all the proper places and then you don't smell. And of course, you've got to understand that cleanliness is definitely close to godliness in so many ways, because if you start to smell while you're giving a healing session, you are going to block yourself, because you're going to think, oh my God, I smell. Oh, my client's going to think I smell, and that's it, it's finished, done. And that's why it's so important to be cleanly. It's so important to be cleanly for so many ways. I have met some people who do smell and they can't help it. They just smell, and they sometimes don't smell that smell. And it's like, yeah, it's a bit off-putting when you're lying down, you're having a healing session with somebody who hasn't washed themselves, So through the day as well, sorry, I'm going off on one, but this is how I work. This is how I roll. Through the day as well, I'm always checking, brush my teeth. I try and brush my teeth twice a day. And my tongue. People think it's stupid, but I think it's good to brush your tongue. I think it's very cleanly and hygienic. And I also check underneath and just, am I okay? And I just cleanse and clear myself, so I don't smell bad. So that's done in the morning. So now I come into my room, feel the room. I think I need to cleanse it. So I might use sage if it's really heavy, the room. If it's really heavy. If it's not, then I get my Palo Santo sticks out and I basically go around the room, just walk around it, and my thoughts are always positive, right? So what happens is, as soon as you start the cleansing work, you start to connect. So that feeling of download, and what can happen is that spirit may enter into the room of the client who's coming. This is how clever it all is. This is how, so unbelievable how it works. So you will be picking certain things. You'll have a table ready with all your crystals and all your spiritual tools. That might be your incense, your oils, feather, whatever you work with, spray, your mist, everything that you would use. They're all on the table. And you find that you're going elsewhere for something else because you're tuning into what the spirit is around you and within you is quietly whispering for you to take. So whenever you have a feeling to take something, a lot of the times that's because the spirit world is guiding you. And that's a beautiful thing. So always be open to any thought and feeling. Never fear it. Never question it. Just go with it. Just go with it. What harm? There's no harm in healing. It's beautiful. There's no harm in, but there's no such thing as putting the wrong crystal on your client in any. It's all as it should be, right? Always is, always will. Once you get that in your head, there's no fear. It's absolutely beautiful. So once you've done the cleansing, you've got your table very close to your healing bed. You're all happy with everything on there. You put the music on, of course, nice music. So you've got this beautiful free music that I have, and you can choose from many musics all over the internet as long as there's no adverts. That's one thing. That happened to me once. That was awful, and never again. So I deliberately the music that I put up, which is the Pure Energy Healing Academy music, it never has an advert. So you can play that for, I think sometimes it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, something like that. So there's a few of them there. So enjoy them. So you feel good, you feel great. You've got all your crystals and your tools ready on there. You've got the music playing. You've cleansed the room out. The healing bed's all ready. You're ready. Ding dong. Okay, my client's here. You open the door, big smile. Okay? Right? Why? Well, let's start again. All right? Close your eyes. Ding dong. That straight away, that face is going to put your client off instantly. So any other expression can make your client look at you and instantly feel either fear or comfort and reassurance. Smile. Always smile. I always smile. Come in. Come and give us a cuddle. And I always gave everybody will tell you, the thousands of clients I had, I don't care whether they were biggest Russian gangsters, I'll cuddle them all of them, anybody, I give them a cuddle. That's a sign that I invite you into my presence. I trust you and I believe you and I know that you are a good person. That is a hug. That is a sign. You can't write this down. You can't make a contract. This is a hug. Nothing can replace that. Once that hug's been done, okay, then your client is at peace, right? If you've ever gone into a hairdressing salon and all the staff turn and look at you like this, you want to walk out. But if you open that door to my hairdressing salon, which was called The Edge in Holmfirth, West Yorkshire, you walked up them stairs and you as soon as you got to the top of the stairs, this is what you'd get from every staff member. Hello! Why? Because one, I'm thankful that you've come. Two, I'm going to treat you like gold. And when you come back again, I'm going to treat you like, I don't know, Moldavite. And every time you come back, I don't ever take you for granted. I am thankful for you as a client and a friend. So you open the door, they come in, and would you like to give me a coat? You take the coat. Would you like to give me a bag? Okay, brilliant. While you're asleep, I'll go through that later. And joke, it's a joke. Okay, it's just having a joke. So they put the bag down. They're all happy. A vital thing that many people forget in a healing session is when, and you've probably done this before, you're having a massage or a healing session and then you think, oh shit, I need a wee. And it started. So always remember, guys, the number one rule, ask your client if they need the toilet before we start. It's a brilliant thing that will not cut out your beautiful flow. And normally the client will say yes, or I've just had a wee, so I'm fine. Okay, brilliant. So you bring them into the room. Oh, it's lovely, they'll say, because you've just now created that beautiful energy since 8:30 in the morning till now. So of course it's beautiful. The room's nice and warm because you've got your radiator there, because it was a little bit cold. You've got a nice temperature, so they're not cold. secret is never to have a room that's cold. If they're cold and they're freezing, it blocks the healing session, because you start to feel that they're cold and you can feel something's wrong, and then you will block it. So whatever your client feels, it's like a marriage of two people working together in energy. So you'll pick it up. So everything that you do, you should always have a mirror to yourself. What is it? What would your experience be? Your perfect experience in a healing session be? That's how you work it. So now your client's ready. She's had a wee-wee. She's now ready and able to go. Okay, so there's no need for too many words, because you can kill the healing session. You ask them to lie down on the healing bed. So which way? Any way you choose. If your client is pregnant, then she may want to lie on her side. No problem, whichever side you want to lay on. For me personally, if my healing bed is up against a wall, like here, then if they are going to turn on their side, then I would prefer their back, so I can work on their back area, not the other way around. But everybody sees it differently. If your healing bed is in the center of the room, well, doesn't matter. They can turn anywhere they want. If your client, let's say, just on a side note, if your client really struggles with lying down because she's very close to having her baby, then a seat is absolutely fine. Sit them in a seat, it's the same thing. As long as your client is comfortable and happy, that's all that matters. If your client is uncomfortable, then it's going to be not such a good energy, because your client will give off that energy and you'll feel it, and then you'll struggle. So, really important. Before you put a blanket over them, which I think is always a beautiful thing to do, and the reason why is because when you're working up and down the body, if for some reason your eyes are closed and your hand goes lower down and it touches the body itself, if the cloth isn't on there, you might hit, say, like some jewelry or a belt. So you might go, and then that'll startle you to your healing session. Whereas if there's a nice cloth, a nice thick cloth, we're keeping them warm. As you do the healing session, if your hand does go down, all it's feeling is the lovely cloth, and you just gently skim the cloth and raise your hands up a little bit more and continue. So that's another thing which is beautiful. Also, it's important that the client is comfortable under the knees, because sometimes under the knees, if you put a nice pillow, which is kind of thickish, and then stick it under their knees and say, how does that feel? They might say, no, I prefer nothing. Or they might say, oh yeah, that's great because it's supporting my back. That is really wonderful. A bit like a massage. If you go for a massage, there's nothing worse for me, because I struggle with my feet for some reason. But as soon as I ask for a pillow to be put under my feet, it supports my feet and I feel really comfortable, and I normally have a great massage thereafter. So these things are little things but extremely important. All the while you're smiling and you're showing your confidence all the time, never looking fearful or worried. Once they're all set and done, I would now get my mist, my beautiful, I get my mist. So this is my mist, and I would just give it a little spray like that, just like that, and then all over me like this. This is a great start. Spray yourself as well. Once that's all done, when you're comfortable, your shoes, if you're in stilettos, take them off. As flat as you can. I normally wear pumps, okay? But either take my pumps off and have just my socks. I like to have, I don't like tiled floor when I'm healing my work. I like carpet. So I always go for a rug and ask for a rug to be put under the healing bed and around, so I'm walking on carpet. Two reasons why. It sounds a lot quieter, and the most important thing for me is, look up there, guys. What are they? They're butterflies. Butterflies. They are a reminder to me and everybody who comes here to learn and online that being a butterfly is the most important thing when you're giving a healing session. Why? You don't want to be disturbed when you're having a healing session. You don't want to feel as if you're being slapped or pushed or noises. You just want to, you observe a butterfly, see what it does. It flies gently, it lands, it does what it needs to do, and then it's off again. You didn't even hear it. And that's how we should be, because we would want the same thing. There is nothing worse than going for a session and somebody talking in between, or somebody coughing out loud. If you're going to cough, go out of the room, go and cough, have a drink, and then come back in. There's many a times you're giving a healing session and you have to vent, you have to clear it away. So go and do that. It's also important as well to have a glass of water in the room. Bless the water with your energy as if you're giving a healing session. So see the client well, whoever it is, before they come in. See them happy, see them smile, and put good energy in. That's good energy. Seeing them jumping, skipping, happy, joyful, putting that energy into the water, then leaving the water somewhere in the room. The water should not be tap water, because that's poison. It needs to be, at least needs to be water which is either distilled, or if it comes from a lovely bottle, which is glass, and it's healthy mountain water. And of course, if you can find a spring, that's ultimately brilliant. So you're about to begin. The music's playing lovely. It's lovely and warm in the room. Your client's comfortable. So you now smile, and you start to feel your client, in the sense of you're trying to communicate to the spirit, the soul, the consciousness, not the person's head and ears, just the person deep inside. So you look into your client's eyes with confidence, and what you're trying to do now, in a way, is to try to clear the mind of your client. So what I used to say, and you have to find your own words, don't copy other people's words, but mine was, we're about to begin. What comes into your mind is exactly as it should be. What stays in your mind is exactly how it should be. And what leaves your mind is exactly as it should be. Basically, what I'm saying is, it does not matter what happens right now, what your thoughts are, nothing that you can do that will stop this healing entering into you. Now, I gently ask them to close their eyes. So now their eyes are closed. And thus we begin the healing session. I hope this little video serves you well. This is only 10-15 minutes of 4 days of pure energy healing online course. But for you guys who wanted to know how you prepare your client, I hope you got a few little tips from this. I hope it made the difference. And yeah, if you're meant to be on the Pure Energy Healing Academy course in a few days from now, then I really look forward to seeing you all. Take care. Have a beautiful day. Yay!